Right, we are probably live with this absolute mess of a run. It's lagging just looking at the screen. I don't really need spoons. I don't really need anything. We just need the Mega Stone to survive. And I'm just gonna play a hand because I have no idea how long it will take. If it's even going to be possible anymore, because we just look at this slideshow. I was hoping it was going to be better going back into it again because the game has not been running for so long now. Welcome. So this hand crashed last time. I've changed the setup slightly. We're not running the hundreds of retriggers through Polytoad. Instead just trying the Metal Crab. Yeah, it's horrible. It's looking bad if we can even make it to... Like, we have the score by like such a stupid margin, but... we might have to sell things to be able to play the game to go later, but there's no point if I'm selling things because I wanted a big collection. Are they really all this bad? I mean, this is the only mod I've really played, so... I don't know if you can hear the game. If I turn off the music, you can hear this beautiful note as well. This is what scoring sounds like. It crashed again. So what, I mean, why is it crashing? There's a stupid score and stuff, but what can we do to fix this? Is it just... because the score cap is insane, so it's not the score cap problem. I know that much. But I'm trying to read... C function error. Yeah, I mean, there are 260 jokers in that pile. Doing stuff and things. I haven't done much coding either, but I'm thinking we can rearrange the blueprint stuff, right? So we can do less scoring of jokers. Because we don't need 5,000 E's or whatever we almost hit last time. Like, it's just a crazy amount. Can I go back to before that round? We can. So now we are maybe loading into the shop. We shall see. Just need to wait for the shop as well. Welcome to this horrible mess. I mean, if we can't even go into... this has not been a problem before, so it's worse than last time. The run is not going at all, it's literally stuck. Yeah, the cache is also crazy. I mean, we have a Sceptile. It's one of the jokers I know that we have, which gives us something like 23 bucks or whatever if we play an 8. This guy. No, 48 bucks every time we play an 8. We have these 4 octopi retriggering every card once, but mainly what we have is I don't know how many Polytoads with 53 retriggers. Like, it's insane, and we have all these retriggering dudes at the end. But I think I'm going to shuffle this now. Like, we're not even gonna use the Smurgles. You can sit on a Silcoon or whatever. I don't really care. We need less retriggers. Is the only solution I can find. Problem is with these guys, because there's so many of them, they will always be on the rightmost thing. And I have to retrigger something to score, but I want to have the retrigger not so big that the game explodes. So how do we solve that? Mostly this run is just not working. is the honest answer. The setup is this guy with negative tags and then blueprints basically. So we can get Last stream I think we had 12 negative tags every ante plus 3 negative eggs, so 15 negatives every ante, but it just evolves into this horrible mess. I mean, I wish I could insta-win with something, but I'm trying to think what I can retrigger to score enough, but not too much, because the only thing I know that actually scores is the Metagross and the Politoads, like this guy. But I had him when it crashed again now. Yeah, I'm questioning if I am human. I've never been quite sure. But it kinda is what it is. Like all voice. I mean, I can change it slightly when I speak, but it requires focus. We have less hand size for the lucky cards. Could we literally get away with something like... I lost him instantly. There is an Ampharos here that had, I think, 20 something multiplier. Maybe that's fine. You. It's now 103 Everything is just scaling. Like, it's hard to even move a card. This is how bad it is. I don't think it matters what we play, but... I mean, if I'm live, we have to try. Look, I'm just losing him in the mess also. There he is. Can we do this? Zoom out. Stack wiggles a bit. Slap it in here. And now we should have a couple of 100 multiplier here. Yeah, I'm almost out of ideas what I can do as well. Like, we're struggling going into a round. Everything is just a problem. Dump. I can't remove all my consumables because we have a dude in the pile that will delete the leftmost consumable, and we need the Mega Stone, or we lose all the tags. I think high card is maybe also a good idea. Let's try this guy first. I'm assuming it's just going to explode no matter what I do, but high card is also what bugged in all the... What did we have? 665 hands. So it could be interesting to do that again. But now we are only re-triggering 100 and whatever multiplier like 6 times. So it's not an insane calculation. I mean, it's still way more than what we would ever need. But I'm thinking if we hit like 1000 E instead of 4900, maybe the game can survive. Still a massive score. Also look at the cash. That's just the re-triggers. I don't like that it says cards yet to score 265. Because that's the same number as last time. No, I mean, with 260 jokers, if some of them are not printing cash, something is horribly wrong. Cash is... like, I literally cannot even spend the cash in the shop because it takes an hour to reroll. It's still crashing. We can try the high card also, but... I don't know if this is a case where I would need to edit the save file again. It's the only thing I've ever edited the save file for has been hitting the forbidden number, and we are well beyond that. Since it was fine last time, I mean all the way up until this point it was mostly fine. So what was the other plan? Was high card, and we might as well have Politoad in here. Because it's just looking like it's going to explode anyway. It might as well explode in a funny way. He's on Spade as well, so this will actually just instantly work. We might as well have a look at this while we wait for it to load. So this is just like the re-trigger side. We have 2 Smurgles, the blueprint, and 5 of these. Zoroark, which is basically the brainstorm. The egg might be another one of those. We have many random dudes. We can see some of the cards we will draw, which is a fantastic mechanic. Also not really relevant now. Eradicate a few more retriggers. This guy, 9 extra retriggers on rock cards. We have the negative Eggman. What the Politoed does is 53 retriggers split between all cards, so that's 10 per card in a 5-card hand. And I'm not sure, I think I have 4 Politoads and we can retrigger him like 8 more times with the blueprints, so that's a couple of retriggers. And I thought that was what was making the game go insane. We have a second Metagross now as well for even like a couple of Leafeons for hand size, which I need because I've slammed in Ectoplasms now, so if we drop those we're dead. Yeah, and it's just a stupid amount of retriggers. We can even make more of them, like here. Slap in another King's Rock on this dude. Here's another one just hanging out. There's just so many things. We could make another Rhyperior if we wanted. Also some eggs that might hatch at some point and be something. They're kind of just lost in the abyss here. Starter. I don't know what we would do with that. It has to be, like, we could also try selling some of the Politoads just to get less hands played. It's a bit of a shame to have to dump them, but... It's also just 2 cards. It's called Cartomancer. It's a pretty cool suggestion. You can also hide them, like the whole stack, but it doesn't actually do anything for the lag, so there's no point. But this is like absolutely necessary now. It's hard to even move a card around or ever find anything in here with so many. And we have a Pokédex, so we have a lot of dupes. And those, like, I literally have no idea what most of these does. Well, it doesn't really matter what we play because the retriggers will be the same. So the way Politoed works is that he splits the retriggers he has between the cards played. So 1 card or 5 cards is still the same amount of retriggers. Also just a couple of glitching cards on the screen, like business as usual. This is the seed. 328,000 ships on this guy. That's just cash based. It's a bull, basically. Alright, so Poliwrath and Politoed also combine. We're also getting multiplied from lucky cards. We could not play lucky cards, maybe. Stop playing disco cards. That's the Pokédex and an ice cream. Nice. I mean, if you want to do that 1 frame a second, I could share the save maybe. Okay, let's try the high card. You see what happens. It's going to be a crash. Like, if the game is running at like 1 FPS, I don't think it really matters what we do. Like, we can't even see how many extra ships we got on the rock, like nothing works. I'm also wondering, I'm running animation skip and that has been a problem in the past. I don't remember which run that was, but at some point it was faster to have animations on. I gained about 2,000 ships. We have survived the calculation phase. Yeah, I mean, it has to be something with the... Playing a rock also means we didn't use the retriggers from Politoed because he's tied to a specific suit, so... At least we know that bug works, because we could play a card that he will actually retrigger and we should go to like 600 hands again. But if a single rock is enough score, because the score has basically been... It's not enough. Perfect. So now Politoed is on what? He's on hearts. Meaning he will not retrigger this hand, so we can try to play something now when he's not gonna do anything. Yeah, we could try pair also. But both this hand and the last have been without Politoed involved. He will be on... should be on spades next hand. And because we have Smear Joker, spades and clubs are the same. So we can do a high card again. But with Politoed alive. And how many triggers do we even have? 53. So let's say we have 4 Politoeds, that's 200. And then we have 6 more retriggers, so that's... We're playing the card like 500 times. So the hands should go insane now then if this still works. It's not going up now. Maybe it's only for the first hand for some reason. But now the score is crazy, so it's going to crash again probably. I think it might have to be just less Politoeds. We could sell 3. This smells like a crash. It's going to be an interesting stream where all we do is crash on the same hand. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. There's nothing I can do anyway. And I'm running literally nothing else on my PC either. I have one Word document and Steam. And the recording program. But I don't think it's a computer issue, it's entirely with just 17 billion interactions for the game to handle. That it was never built to handle, probably. It's actually alive. The high card dream. Is it now It's now a 22,000 ships gold card. So that is the... What did we say? We had like 500 retriggers. And we have, I think, 2 Vaporeons adding ships. For a rock card we have also Rhyperior adding ships, but then we don't have the retriggers because it's not a suit. So we could really ship stack something into... Why is my... Oh yeah, my hand size is now -6 because... I didn't play a lucky card. I have to play a lucky card for the Leafeons. So we are dead. Even if we survive this lag, we are still dead in the next hand. Because I don't have a hand size that I can work with. It's just endless problems. Thankfully, at least I know what some of the problems are. I literally can't do anything now. We wait. This is like... It hasn't been this slow. But when it's done calculating, we just sort of have to look at this screen for a while and then the score usually comes in. These are going to be destroyed, which is nice. Yes. I also have a problem with the... we can't remove cards. If I remove cards, I get double or triple the cards back that I deleted. And we'll see about the eggs. I don't think we might be just locked out from any more eggs. This might be the end. Yeah, but how is your hand surviving calculating for 15 minutes? Because mine goes for like half a minute and then the game dies. I mean, it hasn't crashed. That's a good sign. The -6 hand size is because I didn't play a lucky card, and when we don't play a lucky card, Leafeon loses one hand per trigger, I think, one hand size. So we are losing something like somewhere between 14 and 21 hand size if we don't play a lucky card. So -6 means that even if we survive this, we are dead in the next round. But I'm just gonna let it sit for now, see if anything happens. Like just watching a standstill. Maybe we can find the Leafeons while we wait. The octopi are dead. Guess I played something else. Where's the EV pile? I don't think I even... Yeah, but this. So, 3 hand size. Gain 1 hand size when a lucky card triggers. So these are 4 less than they should be. We probably have a third one. Yeah, we do. So we are down 12 hand size. That's a good way to put it. 60 seconds per frame. It might be even worse than that. So this is one of those, it's the same as what I did with the beans, where I used so many ectoplasms that my hand size is technically below 0. Also, this is going to just slice the screen in half at some point. Just hide it. I don't think we're getting to the next ante. It's looking bad. Yeah, it's like it's the 22,000 ships Golden 8. Golden Disco 8 even. But it's just the fact that they are disco cards as well, I think, is a problem now. If we're trying to like limit the amount of interactions. If we're playing a disco card with 1.5 times multiplier 500 times. Oh, it actually landed. Okay, we made it 1 round, maybe, in 25 minutes. Yeah, but you know the worst thing now is that we have to reload because I don't have the hand size to go into the next round. Oh, it's over. I'm thinking we might as well try to go into the next round. Look at this also, like $1 at a time. This is 4 times speed as well. We could make it worse. And it's also with animation skip on literally everything, so this should be instant as well. But this is running the game at its absolute limits. I was hoping 5 antes to go, that can be done in an hour maybe, but no. But I'm gonna call it after today anyway, like there's no continuing this. I don't know what else I could limit to make it run. Let's just see if we can find the egg quickly and then go into the next round. See what happens. 5 antes is what I wanted to do all the way to the end. I also can't click too fast because the egg slides in at the end. And I could miss it. But I'm sure you also see that it's not going to be possible to set up something that we want in the shop. Because it's going to take an hour every single shop. So Tauros, not an egg. Like, we could get more Poliwags and make even more Politoads, but it will not live. Where is the egg? I think it's still only a 4 in 20 there we go. So we have gained 1 joker. Drag it around a bit. The disco egg all over the screen. Oh yeah, we need to also Again, I'm expecting to just insta-lose when I go into the hand, but I'm going to just have Gengar in place just in case. Who needs vouchers? This should just be game over. But we get the tags, we have -7 hand size, and it's over. Okay. Well, we know what the problem is. But I'm also wondering, do we have to sell... Sure. Somehow I think this slag is going to stay regardless of what I do. So we could try selling Politoads, or we could just not re-trigger the Politoads because it's like it's going to be enough anyway. Was it that much faster? I didn't even pay attention. But this is just waiting for the boss screen to come up so we can go into the round. It's taking this long. What if we... I mean, we can't re-trigger the egg, but just to make sure we don't have anything else doing things. I also need to check. I think he was on spades, so we should be able to play a card, make it the lucky card, keep the hand size. So this should be fine. This is also way less re-triggers. It's a lucky card, we're not going to lose hand size. High card is the solution, maybe. We're gaining hands now also. But only up to 40. How did we get 600 last time? I still have no idea what caused that. It's become a rock because we have an Onyx, I suppose. But that was a terrible score. That was like E30 something. Yep. And hand size is also 5. So what happened? Is it because it's turning into a rock before we play it, maybe? But we have some solutions now to try. We will have to throw out the Onyx if we're playing high card, because it's not going to be possible. We could also throw away every... It's 87E. That's terrible. We could also throw away some of the Politoads. Is also a solution. Then we need to find them. We need to hunt through the entire pile. A big old rock snake shouldn't be that hard to find. But maybe it will be impossible to find. Well, it became a disco rock in the end, so probably had a good time. So we're looking for Onyx, we're looking for Politoad. Because if we can sell those and that makes it playable, we will actually gain more jokers before, well, when we get to the later antes. Even though we sacrifice some for the greater good, for the cause. To collect Pokemon, you have to delete Pokemon, apparently. It's the brutal way about things. So I'm very certain that I picked up an Onyx recently because I saw it in editing earlier today. But that doesn't tell me anything about where in the pile there he is. The first thing becomes a stone card, which we just can't do if we're playing. Look at the whole pile just tremble in fear. I'm going to delete all of you if I have to. I'm going to also sell these guys just to see if it's playable. Because we limit the interactions, we lower the score. There's a chance the game can handle it. Not a good chance. So this is where we're getting all the ships from, but it's just a stupid amount of triggers still. We could try 4 of a kind. Because this is really... If we have high ships cards, specifically this guy is just off the charts with the score. Are we down to... No, we still have 2 Politoads at least. Okay, so let's go down to 1. Then I'm gonna save. It's now on heart, so we can do this because Politoad is not active now. We don't have any heart cards, so we can play 4 of a kind with that and see if we survive. Could even... I mean, I'm not... I don't think I'm going to throw in a rock. It's going to just be worse. So now we are instead down 4 jokers. It's always the way it goes in the collection attempts. You just have to throw away it all. But this looks way better. We have a score that's on fire. It hasn't fully frozen, even though it's struggling. We do sadly have a guy that turns 8s into seed cards, which is also a problem. But we have 18 hand size, so we have charged the Leafeons back up. I'm not gonna use more ectoplasms even if I find them. 300E, that's fine. That's actually exactly what we need. This is with, again, with 1 less retrigger because the not evolved version of this guy was not active and Politoad was not active, so we need less things alive to make it work. Okay, so this is now what? 32 minutes and we've done 1 hand. I mean, I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And also, bad news. We got another retrigger man, another brainstorm hatched from the egg, which earlier in the week is what I wanted. Now is not what I want at all. I've done like, what, 6 streams now or something? I'm gonna retire already. Yep, this is the worst as well. We could also sell all the cash boys just for speed. Because if we want to move anywhere at all... Because we have their names literally on a list, we could delete them all. Mainly Perseon, I guess. Why is the garbage man not delivering cash? Because did I discard anything? I don't think I did. Basically don't think it's possible to discard at this point either. It's just... it's madness. And then we just wait for the shop. Scroll. 82 bucks. Okay, that's actually pretty cool with the... I forget his name, but the super garbage man. It's giving cash based on all discards not used in the entire run, so he actually scales up. 82 bucks at this point is also nothing, but it's a cool idea. Definitely useful in less insane runs. Sadly, I've already committed to the insanity angle, and I don't think I can change it now. Is it 1 more for the egg? I also would like to find a spectral card so we can delete the entire pile at the end, just to see who the winner is. Like, I can't imagine a better way to end it. Okay, so we are so far minus 3 jokers. Not bad. Could click next round, very cool. And we can go in here. We have a hand size. We are alive. We have a couple of tags. So the problem now is that Politoed is now active. 50 retriggers. Which is lower because we sold some water. I'm gonna sell Persian also just for speed because it's taking forever. So do we want to try a high card again now that he is active because it's going to be a crazy amount of retriggers, or do we just play a rock first and then we play a four of a kind without Politoed? Also looking for these, like, they are harder to see when they are negative. Or it's just that my Pokemon knowledge is terrible. I'm looking for a cat, that's all I know. I mean, that's not a bad idea, but then we would have to just get the tags and not re-roll the shop, and we would pick up one or two maybe, and... But then we also miss out on the eggs. There we have him. 54 bucks at the end of the round, basically guaranteed to double. And it goes up every... Hey, you are out. You are too slow. I'm going to try just the four of a kind as it is. I'm thinking the goal now is just if we can survive a couple of rounds at all, that's going to have to be good enough. Getting a big old E number, even without the million retriggers. Making some cash that we don't need. But we're getting 10 negative tags now every round. So like we can add a lot of more dudes. The question is again if we can survive doing it. Because it seems that having more jokers is definitely more laggy than having more cards. Okay, this seems to be live also. So this is now with one Politoed. And not we're still re-triggering Gengar, like we don't care about doing anything else. Which is nice, because then I don't have to shuffle the dudes around. We can just sit with the triggers on Gengar forever. And we can alternate playing like 1 or 2 or 4 cards. We might still need to play 4 of a kind to score. And I'm just trying to think, like, what can we do to speed this up? Other than selling jokers. I'll try this again, like, less graphical things to load. I'm not sure selling consumables will help either, because we're just going to produce more with the cards we have. That is the weird bramble man we found. It's seed cards are only in this mod, and unfortunately we have a guy that turns 8s into seed cards. They then become flower cards when you play them 5 times, and if you play them with all 4 suits or with a wild card, they give 3 multiplier every time they are triggered, which is insane. It's another way to just guarantee that we crash the game, but we are playing only 1 suit, so it's never going to trigger. I've gained more cards. I would like to slice like 195 cards from the deck would help. Yeah, someone said that it might not work with Smurgle. We gained 9 more cards, perfect. We are losing the hazard cards though, which is good. One at a time, very slowly. Now we're just listening to things happen in the pile. Let's just not look at those guys. I'm still not sure this can go on for long. I have to show them now as well because I have to shift everything we buy to not be on the right side because we need... Oh, we don't need to zoom though, we can just do this. Buy this guy. Do a reroll. Like, I've not seen a game this laggy on a modern PC ever. Everything is a time loss now, it feels like. I could also just sell 200 jokers just to make it to the end, but that would also take... We're back to the number where we started from. But these are good, unproblematic choices, I think, because the fox will give us cash, but it's like $3. It shouldn't take that much time after the round. I'm just thinking this is a run that cannot be finished. It's so unlikely that we last 39 without more explosions. Oh yeah, it's... Yeah, because some of them must have basically the same effect as the base game used in Pokemon form, because they have so many Pokemon in this. So it's going to be hard to invent, like, unique effects. This guy's also -1 hand size. It's fine as long as we keep playing lucky cards. And we have survived 2 rounds and 1 shop. And we added 11 jokers with the egg. I'm also just gonna do this because we are deleting the leftmost card every time. Just make sure the Megastone is super safe. Yep. But there's literally nothing we can find now that's going to have any form of impact. I just need to have a Politoed still here where we can see him. We're on diamonds, so he is not active now. Which means that we can maybe play... $4,400 ship card is also pretty good. Everything's dancing. It's also showing how many calculations it did last hand and the time it took, so we can compare this to any other form of computing and decide if it's fast or not. It's just big. Every number is meaningless at this point. We have almost 1 million ships already as well. Like, the multiplier is what matters, but... Okay, only E130. Which is good. Lower number, more good in this case, because lower number may be playable. How did you make it worse with less jokers? That's not a good sign for this run, if that holds true. But this is like we're speed running in slow motion now. This is infinitely faster. And all we had to do was delete all the Politoads that we carefully made and delete a cat, which no one is going to be happy about. That's the problem I have with cards now. If I delete one card, I get like 10 more. So having that with jokers, I mean, it would be fantastic for the collection, but it would also probably instantly crash. If we can find a way to make more jokers less lag, we're golden. Like, that's the solution. So this is just now a Balatro slideshow versus my patience, and I have this problem where I have basically infinite patience. Probably is the only reason I'm doing this. Because it's not a smart choice, not a sane choice. It's like it's struggling so much. Maybe I can close this also. You're asking me like I know anything about what's going on in this pile. I don't know. I have no idea how to evolve anything. Oh, we're getting ice cream. That guy is still going to maybe live to the end. I'm not gonna juggle to evolve them, even though they would give double tags, which is cool. Yeah. We could also make another Leafeon for more hand size, but that is more lag. $270. Like, if we could hit the 300, that would be cool. This is going to take him 70 years to evolve, but this guy is what we're scoring with. More lag is definitely less good. Truer words have never been said by anyone on the internet. It's also interesting that all the extra Tauros nerds are immune to the negative tag. It's quite nice. Okay, I need to click slower or I cannot buy the Joker, because the actual buy thing wiggles so much that I miss it. Out of all the problems I expect, that was not one of them. Oh, we get another octopus and a disco Tauros. Like, he's trying to show up fancier and just justify a slot in the pile, but we have a better herd than he can ever manage. If they could show up negative, we would have had like 100 of these guys, because they are just that common. Could also sell the Tauros just to make sure we never see him again. Yeah. The question is, now that we're adding 10 more, how many frames do we lose? Because I have like, I can afford maybe losing 2 more frames and then we're out. It's also funny because in the round where we've hit E4900 whatever as the highest score, we might still not even make it to ante 39 because of the lag. Alright, that's actually all of them. Just buy the vouchers. Like, we have so many Bidoofs that the rerolls aren't even costing money, so... Another thing we don't need to do. Yeah, it's a fantastic mechanic. I haven't looked at the foresight cards for a long time now, but it's definitely helpful. We also just have so many cards now. $4,200. Did we play that 8 with like 22,000 ships, or did we have to reload away from that? Because it wasn't a lucky card, it has to be a lucky card. 8,000. Or was it a flower card, maybe? I should check just I don't remember if Politoed is active or not. He should be because he wasn't last time, so... Spade cards, yes. So this is a big hand. Which means we play one card. Maybe. Now we're gaining hands. We have also lost hand size, even though I think that's a lucky card. I'm not certain anymore. It's never going to be the 600 hands again because we sold most of the Politoads and I'm not re-triggering them, but it's still just a funny thing to happen. And it only happens with high card, so it has to be something related to that. But this is also a score that the game can probably handle. And for 300 we actually only need 2 more rounds of shopping. We can hit 300 in the next ante because we get so many tags plus the eggs. That seems maybe manageable. Looking good. Right, so something is also, if we play a single card it turns into a gold card and that ruins the hand sizes. My new take on what's happening. Can we maybe find the Leafeons and just see if they are dead? Because if they are, we might as well reload now. Six hand size, so we've only lost 1 per. That should be fine. I mean, I didn't even realize it had that much of an animation on it, but when you see it at 1 frame a second, you know. So 2 more shops, we can do that. It should be 10 tags per shop and 1 egg. So it will be exactly 300. It's also possible that I have an ice cream that will melt. I can, but they count as high card and they are not a suit, so they will not be re-triggered by Politoed. I know I tried them, but that was on a debuff boss maybe. But we can try that also. It's just, I want to keep them in my hand because I want to delete them, just to have less stuff. So look at these cool disco cards we could have drawn. And a hazard card that survived. So the seals in hand trying to print an item. You could really just skip that one thing. It could be, yeah. Could also be a joker that just... If you play 1 card, it becomes a gold card. Also getting tags that we don't need. 85 bucks. The hazard cards also just have to die 1 by 1. And then the rest just... That's an actual fast animation still, the cards going into the deck. That is still possible to skip. It's almost like the How many hand cards did we have in hand with Chico? It was like 260 something, no, 160 something. And that animation, flopping them out into a pack, was not skippable for whatever reason. Do we want more garbage in the shop? Sure. Instant egg, fantastic. Thank you, game. It should be in the game's best interest now to just play along, because the more it plays along, the faster we can end this, the sooner we can make sure that the game actually lives. Oh, the plant. Nice. I mean, he's still alive. It is 10. Nice. Right, so we don't have Politoad active now. Problem is, if I play... I can still do this. We can play one of these and we can... It's still just going to be a high card. So like I guess I don't see the point. Or do we just play 4? Or a pair? Whatever. Just play the hand that does not... that exploded again instantly. That's bad. That's worse. There's a C function error somewhere in the Lua shenanigans. I'm just gonna say I'm not surprised. But we literally need 2 shops to hit the 300. It's a high card again, I guess. It's just stream versus game at this point also. At least the stream stats are looking good. I am also getting less bitrate on this, but it still looks like a good number. And unsurprisingly, there's not a single dropped frame, because there's so few frames. Imagine if we also dropped 2 out of the 4 frames we have. This should be after the egg, no? We still have 278, so it can't be after the egg. Good. I almost missed an egg. The cardinal sin. The Eggman worked so hard on making sure we have them. Okay, just play literally any lucky card. We could also actually play one with less ships if we have one. That's a glass card. We now have a hand size of 4. Might be a problem in the next round. Because again, I'm assuming this has now turned into... Now it's up to 5. Why is it changing? Because normally these things just decide instantly what the numbers are. So either it's a gold card instantly or it's just out. But then the problem is we cannot play high cards because we will also lose everything. But we could play a 4 of a kind that's not all high, not all lucky cards, maybe. Let's try it. Which might now be too much score again. I don't think we even know what point it explodes at. Because we're just scoring so much less now than last time. It's probably not even that, no. So what can we play that actually works? High card works but doesn't score. We could high card but re-trigger Politoad maybe. That's an option. Yep. But it was better with high card. It's incredibly fast here now, which is nice. We could do new run. We could also do this, which is, it's re-triggers, but it's not an insane amount of re-triggers. Maybe that's better. Are those the guys doing things with hands? Oh, those are the ones in the right. You're looking at the actual error. That's smart. We definitely have the second to last one. We probably have a tarantula also. We just need to find them in the stack of 279 jokers. I don't even know what half of those look like. But we're looking for spiders and dogs. And whatever the Ursa thing is. Like these are Pokemon that did not exist last time I played a Pokemon game. This is too many E's. It's a bear, yeah. And the other ones are spiders and dogs. So bear, spider, dog. We use so many animals we have to just throw out of the pile. So a bear, spider, dog. We could merge them into one, would be way easier to find. That's now 900 and something E's. And it has not crashed yet. Which tells me it's not the score number. It could still, I mean, I'm just guessing it is. If you find those, if you found those in the actual error, that makes a lot of sense. But I'm just guessing it's the number of interactions. Sadly we are down to 0 hand size, which I guess you can see. So we have to reload anyway. Because we just made a seed card. So I think the solution is we purge the ones you said, we see if that works. And if that does not work, we have to get rid of everything that changes the card from a lucky card. Because that also makes it unplayable. So we are solving things. Slowly, but... I'm just gonna reload because I know that the next round is not playable. Okay, ice cream good. Snake fine. It's not the one. So these guys might have to go also. Because they have also decided to go on 8s. Sell the bramble nerd. Just get out. It's interesting, this time the showman gets to stay, but not these guys. I can't sell it, it's frozen. We might be stuck with just the pile we have. This feels like Saturn all over again, where just selling a thing crashes the game. At least we get a laggy, horrible mess with many problems, which I guess is what people want to see anyway, just all the things go wrong. Okay. We can sell, it's just very slow. And we have many of these. Speed drill. I'm just doing it slowly on purpose so I can remember some of the names to keep track when I accidentally scroll too far. This one is one of them. Well, you're on the list, you're out. I don't think we have... If we have bears, there's only one. Tarantula, I think I have seen also. A sand slash, a barrel. How many rerolls do you have? 8 free rerolls. Another Leafeon. Oh, we did actually evolve the Magikarp as well. Another one of these. They did seem fairly common, so would not be surprised if I have many. We can also Mega Evolve. I don't think we will ever Mega Evolve anything else now. We're getting the pile overview at least, because we now have to go through and delete everything that's a potential problem. It's another Bramble. It's just a shame we have so many of the dudes that we cannot keep. And I think another problem with this is if I now crash again, I will have to do this all over because it tends to not save these things. How did Jumpluff survive? Because I've stopped discarding cards. Right. Interesting. Was this one of them? Spidops. The Barrel Man. Monkey and Eevee. Another dog. We will find them all. And then watch this not help at all. This is a spider, but it's not the right one. Just adding a couple of ships, unlikely to be a big problem. Shuckle is a problem, but a manageable problem. I think that might be it. More foresight. Because this is now just a retrigger stack. Okay, but we are still going to... Like, I have to play more than one card, because we will just lose. Let's play 3, see what happens. Because this is with Politoed active again now. But it should only be like 50 triggers. Down from what I think was 500 something initially. It's not too many E's. It hasn't stopped entirely. Score is on fire. Hand size is good. We don't have a gold card. So it's going to have to be pairs or 3 of a kind, I guess, because that also means we don't have Metagross. You are correct that literally everything is on fire. I'm not fully on fire yet, but there is a fire in the brain cell. And there's a big one in Balatro somewhere. The problem is if we get more water Pokemon in here to put the fire out, we also get more retriggers of Politoed and we are more likely to crash from the extra interactions. But this should be fine. I mean, fine is a strong word, but... So look at the amount of cards we have in the foresight. It's just a stack of owls and deer. Adding that stuff. But am I drawing that in what? In order left to right or right to left? Should be the top card, surely. But it also doesn't really help at this point because we don't have the frames to draw more cards. We just play whatever we're given. Hopefully it's not gonna be all hazard cards. There we go, when the cards move down, things are good. 469. Perfect. We have survived another round. So it's a good shout with that digging for the actual error. Like, that's the smart way to do things. Hopefully that was at least part of the problem. Still have to get paid for the hands. I wish you could just like opt out of being paid. We don't need the cash. It's never gonna help. Also the Sunflora paying $1. Yeah, she's gonna pick another one. Whatever the next problem is. Yeah, but we are managing to add more without crashing, so I still think it's something with the number of interactions and jokers that add more complicated interactions. Make it worse. The Volt's a slowpoke, fine. Maybe we had one, maybe we didn't. Another one? Or is that a normal shelter? Because with the amount of retriggers we had, just imagine having to go through every card in here 500 times. Like, it's no surprise it's just going to be crazy. More eggs. Also quite sad when we're just... How many slowpokes do we have? I think it's just struggling to find the slowpoke, so we get a new shelter every time instead. But there we go, some dudes that can actually be negative. Another Poliwag is nice also. In 5 rounds we can make another Politoad. It's funny all the chat about the egg, where the egg is strictly 3 eggs per ante, whereas Gengar is 20 negatives. Okay, so this guy, unless you are on another card, because they don't have to be on 8s. They are still on 8s, right? You are not going in the stack. This means we need to survive one more round to hit 300. But I have also kind of just accepted that maybe 300 is not happening. That's going to do things with 8s, maybe not the best thing to have. But that is +1 hand size for 8, so maybe this is what's giving the hand size, actually. I think someone mentioned that actually on the Discord maybe. Okay, maybe we solved that. We can test that also. So we're never going to get the 600 again because we've solved the retriggers. That shelter is also definitely bugged. Supposed to evolve a slowpoke. I guess I have one slowpoke, but that slowpoke is now just covered in like 10 clams eating his face, his ears, his tail, his stomach, whatever. So much left of that dude. Do we want to look in a pack or is that insanity? I think it is crazy. We got the dudes, most of them. We can go in here. Is he muscular or is he just eaten by clams? Like, there could be not much left of him. Okay, he's not active. So what if we try to play a 4 of a kind now then to make sure we get the Metagross in here? Should do that also. So the problem now is that these tags are not enough. The boss will not give us any tags, so we need to do 2 more rounds. But this is now only re-triggering. Did we have 3 octopi, so each card should be played 5 times. That's an almost normal amount of cards played. which instead might not be enough score. I don't know the amount of ships on these cards, but they will have somewhere between like 1.5 and... highest I've seen is 6, but it could be way beyond that. The actual math is something with the 4th root, so you take the ship number, calculate the 4th root of that, and that is the multiplier we get every time the card is played. So it could also be a crazy number. I think it says 4th root specifically. We can maybe look if we find him in the stack, if the game is alive when the hand is over. So I know some of these cards now have 3,000-4,000 ships on them, at least. The multiplier is E117 anyway, and this is without the extra retriggers. So if this is still enough, we could also just sell the Politoad entirely. I don't think I will be doing more modern runs for a while. Was some kind of... What about... Aren't there these streaming services now for a while where you can like hook up into a Nvidia Super PC and play games from there? Could we like outsource the mod to be played on some Giga Quantum PC that can handle the modern madness? That's the only solution I can think of to make it playable. And it's an insane level to go to play a Pokemon mod in a card game. But that's where we're at. This is again looking fine though. Kinda wish we had some lucky cards without red seals. Just make everything worse so we can play it, score basically exactly what we need, another single number higher. I don't think I'm not allowed to click anything. And we get more cards. I tried to purge the deck hard earlier until I realized that every time I delete cards I gain more than I delete. Funny thing with that score now as well is that that's not actually enough, so we still need to keep some of the... Like, why are we gaining a random king and a 10? What am I gonna do with that? Because the only effects I actually remember are based on we get the card that we play cloned, for example. So I don't really know where these other cards are coming from. And then we listen to things happen in the stack. That's the most big brain compliment I've ever had, I think. King in the sense that that slow poke that was now bitten by 15 clams is now technically a slow king. I wonder if we could sell the cash screen as like, that's the speed at which you learn, you teach a child to count. You don't need the zoom. You need the dudes though. I don't want to look at the evolution line that I don't know exists. This is also a fantastic feature. I'm basically 100% certain I've not right-clicked once, so why we see the line, I don't know. But because this run never ends, we haven't actually discovered anything new yet. Multi-evolution. It's interesting, but go in the pile, disappear forever. The fate of basically every Pokemon. This Bramble guy is too common. And the good old Pokemon that are immune to the effect. More eggs. The eggs that we are adding now, unlikely to ever hatch. Totally a tree. Oh, it's cool that this can be negative, because this actually gives us 3 negatives in a round that we then... I mean, I'm never gonna be able to play what they want me to play, but we could end in a round and have 3 more Pokemon than we should have. Yep, it's pretty cool. They disappear at the end of the round, but still good. But I'm also assuming that they are going to print themselves all the way over to the right, and then the re-triggers will be on whatever random unknown we get. 292. But the problem is that now it's boss time. So no tags. But we should be 295 now then. Yep. Does things if we play kings. 6s. We have one that's on 8s. We must have a Pareidolia in here somewhere, making these face cards. It's the only way I can imagine that the whole deck is debuff. Of course we do. I mean, it's faster to Google which Pokemon does that, but maybe it's also just better to reload and not do the plant. Perfect. There's always more potential problems. I mean, out of 290 Pokemon in the stack, the chances that we have a Pareidolia effect quite high, I imagine. But we have the reroll also. We actually have retcon for once. Still showed up in ante 30, I think. But just having it is nice. Loading into the shop seems slower than loading into a boss. And I keep thinking I could just dig in the pile, we could find whatever the problem was, but no. It's probably smarter just not to. Right, we're alive. Maybe. How bad of a Balatro player do you need to be to struggle to buy free negative things in the shop? I'm also thinking of just what to call the video this is, because this is the worst run of all time. If you guys say that every modded run is just a lag fest, maybe it's not, but it should be up there. Play only one hand. That might actually be good. Not that we have a high hand level anyways, it's gonna be just irrelevant. Like most bosses are. Yep. I don't even know what the hand levels are. We have some levels, 4 of a kind. It's up there, but... And I guess we still have to check like if Polytoad is active. Which is harder to do with all these. He is active. We have some not red seal cards. Which is good. Let's try 3 again. Zoom this out first. Hide the dudes. Anything that can even vaguely help the lag. Yeah, we did get an egg at some point. We might be coming up on the final egg though, and the eggs will never hatch. It's also saying last hand 47 seconds. It seems slower than that, but I'm guessing the calculation takes that long, and then the animation lag on top of that. So where did we start? I think we started with the end of ante 33, so we have gone 2 antes in an hour and a half. Quite a few problems on the way though. So when we ended the last stream, one entire ante took 15 minutes, which was still terrible. And it's now worse. We have also solved most of what we think are problems. I'm considering selling retriggers also, but we need them for the negative tags. Also not very big numbers. We're not getting the 4 of a kind. I'm trying to think, what are we scoring with if we're not getting the meta gross multiplier? It's only the chance to get a lucky card multiplier and the disco effect on the cards, which should be enough anyway, right? That too. Finding and selling anything is hard. Really hard. But surely with the... But if it's only 50 retriggers, 50 times 1.5, it's not actually that much. Yeah, one of the random spiders or the seed nerds. I have no memory of what they do. I don't think I even read the effect. I just went in the brain cell and instantly out. It's a very smooth brain cell at this point. It cannot retain any information. It's a very complicated run to play, but at the same time, not complicated at all. Because we have to vaguely know what's causing the problems. And that's tricky. But the rest is just click card, hope it doesn't explode. That's it. The entire strat. It is definitely running slower as well. So is one more round realistic? Or are we at the very edge of what this can handle now? So I'm also trying to think, what do we sell if we have to change something else? We could also go back to playing pairs to play less things. But then I'm again concerned that the score is not enough. Yeah, and we need one more round for 300. So is this just the main thing, like looking at the calculation screen is the main content? Also just considering what could I do while the hand plays that is productive. Anything else but look at the screen. Yeah, but it's so slow that I'm suspecting that it will. I wonder if I could also just... Like, I haven't double-checked in whatever it's called, Task Manager, that I have super high priority on Balatro and nothing else. So there are like things I could do to maybe give it some more juice. Kinda not certain that it will help at all. Yeah, everything is lagged. So are you watching your own slideshow and this slideshow at the same time? Because that must be a very exciting evening. 21 minutes. Mine has never survived even this long without crashing. And my PC is only a couple of months old, so it's not like I'm running this on a potato anymore. It's a reasonably modern potato at the very least. Just you go into the brain lag zone. You also don't have to watch, like, there's really not that much to see. It's literally this couple of numbers ticking up very slowly, couple of frames. That's all we have left. And if Lucatin's run is anything to go by, we might hit like 20 minutes of calculating. I mean, this is how you break the game. The even funnier thing is that I had a couple of ideas to do a catch-em-all challenge. And I cannot see a way that's possible unless we try judgment cards or something again, so we just create them all in one round. But having to carry the stack is going to be impossible, but making the stack in one round may be doable. So we'll not have time to build up all the lag from everything. I don't know if there is a Perkeo or Perkeo, however you pronounce him, like equivalent in the mod. If we run Pokemon and normal Jokers, we are sitting at 600 something Jokers, which is spicy. We also need a seed that has every legendary or a way to create souls. Because there is no other way to get them. So for normal Balatro to try the all 150 again, there is at least one known seed with all 5 legendaries. So there's like a possibility, because if I can get a cache set up and Perkeo to clone things, and he's not super late, it's doable. We'll just require finding that stuff early enough, or somehow landing 15 to 20 blueprints so we can print the cards that we need. And can Master Ball be normal legendaries as well, or is that strictly Pokemon legendaries? If we're doing that many jokers though, I'm thinking we create most of them or all of them preferably in one round. So madness will then not be a problem because we're not really playing a hand. But the Master Ball is still good because that's a way to get all the Pokemon jokers. So that's one very hard piece solved. So that's still a great shout. Depends on how many retriggers you have. Like, I have run 15 blueprints. So that's 16 cards printed every round. So over the course of 100 rounds, that's 1600 cards. We're not going to get them super early, but there is also always the option of, with the score shenanigans we have, we can just ignore the ante limitation. So I could go, if we have a blueprint set up, we could go to ante 40, 50, whatever it takes. I would like to do it within the 39 ante limit if possible though. But Showman also, because I have to click every card individually to spawn them in, we will see if we spawn a Showman. And when I did that last time, I had 231 judgments. I never saw a Showman. Like, he was that rare. I sold him before I started, he never showed up. Which I guess is fitting for the amount of times I've just bought him and thrown him out forever and ever, every single time I find a new blueprint. Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if he holds a grudge. I've thrown him out the stack like 100 times, even though he is the MVP every single run. I'm just gonna grab some water while this loads. It's not that your drive is full or something. I don't know what editing program you're using either, but I've never seen rendering stop. I also kind of can't decide which... I mean, Invisible Joker has to be the biggest troll, right? There's no topping that. I mean, the funny thing is that he did. But when he sells a Joker, he gets more Jokers. Okay, we have... I mean, I should time, like, when we click play. Because the hands are now incredibly slow. But we made it one more ante. Maybe. We lost 2 Jokers somewhere also, at least. Why, I don't know. But... are they coming in negative as well, so you get all of them, or... because that also sounds like an insane setup. Even though I've never seen that mod, or whatever it's based on. Well, I have seen it on the Discord now, but... Okay, and we have to play one more round. We have to get the egg now also. Wow, observatory. You want to start stacking planets? I'm also wondering what we lost. Not that it matters. Egg. Hopefully the second to last egg. I don't even have a way to print I mean, Shuckle is creating these things, which are spoons, which will create also 2 spoons, perfect. So we can dupe an item with that, but we can't make negative items. I think we just go, because at this rate, maybe in half an hour we are done. Oh yeah, of course we lost the unknowns, that's why. Good, so we didn't actually, nothing exploded. First I'm wondering if we can see them at all. Yeah, but if you're spawning them in negative, that's at least impressive. 10. Okay, so these do nothing, which is fine. Are you alive? Is not alive. Then I think we play a 4. Because it would be a shame also spawning in that many jokers and you can't even get them in the pile. So this is what? 12 minutes to 10 in my time zone. Last played hand 157 seconds is also a massive lie. Have you had any rendering problems before? Because the only thing I can think of on top of my head is that it's trying to render to a hard drive where it can't fit. Yeah, there could be a million problems. I've thankfully never had a problem with rendering. I have had every other problem. This doesn't even help. Well, there are wacky things with codecs and stuff that could blow up the size, but if it's an MP4 or whatever standard is, it really shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so the videos I make, even when they are almost half an hour long, are barely 1 gig in that exact same thing. But most editing programs are also very like I'm using DaVinci Resolve and it's infinitely more complex than what I will ever need. But it's like the encoding thing for the graphics card setting that I think impacts size and quality and all that stuff the most. That might beans everything. Exactly 300 cards, it's a sign. We will survive to see 300 Pokemon, maybe. Score is on fire. It has stopped scoring, perfect. It's not even a super slow thing, this took 2 minutes. That's a fast hand by my new standards. Yeah, it feels like something else is wrong. It's just gonna... It's gonna do a troll now and crash anyway. But it has been way more stable since selling the problematic things you found. So I think that weirdly solved it. And then the lag is just like, it is what it is, but it still plays. And we still have the same amount of tags, so we haven't scaled anything up. We're losing the 3 unknowns, that's fine, that's expected. And then we have the cash screen. This is taking as long as scoring is taking. It's also impressive how it can be that slow. And we almost have 200 grand we could blow in the shop looking for natural negatives, but that would also take probably 20 hours. It's not that hard to spend a lot of money, at least, given the way it scales up. Okay, we made it to the shop. Any guesses who's going to be the 300? And also, if you really wanted a furt, we could look... I don't know what it takes to evolve that guy, but we definitely have Centrets. Yeah, the ice cream boy. I'm gonna go with one of those dogs that was the problem that almost broke everything. Or maybe another Subat to ruin it all. Just eat the upgrades. And as many Pokemon as we have, I don't think I've learned anything in this run at all. Yeah, I don't know if you can have... Because Game Boy Showman... Specifically, we could sell this guy for a starter, but... Game Boy Showman... Specifically... only shows dupes of Pokemon. And he is a human, I think, in this. Which is sad, because it would have been cool to have more of him. Same with the Egg Boy. Like, we've never managed to clone him. I wonder if we have all the humans actually in the Pokemon collection. I mean, I knew there were a lot of Pokemon as well. But back in my day, there were 200 or 300 or whatever, and now we have thousands, I'm assuming, with all the new games. It's also possible that an egg is 300. That's actually a quite high chance. It's a coffin. It could be something else if we could just not buy these guys. It's another solution. If the Balatro gods are on our side, there will be a card in that spectral pack to nuke the entire pile. We have 300. It was actually possible, barely, but... This guy is also funny, just... debuffing 12 cards. And then 15 or 20 when he evolves. It's just a massive problem for no real gain. Unless there's something to this guy that I don't know. I don't think Mega Evolving Mewtwo is going to happen because we need 2 rounds. One to de-evolve this guy and then another one to evolve Mewtwo. But it feels pretty good to be done. And we can get 307 if we go into a round. We can do it actually. I think we need to sell someone first, right? I'm not allowed to just use it. I mean, I'm gonna put my eggs on the Eggman. I don't think he has a chance. The smart bet here is actually on an egg because there are many. But if we end on one Joker, I would like it to be the Eggman. It's a Zoroark. That was also a smart bet. Because there were many of this guy also. But look at the speed. And we can buy 5 whole Pokemon. It's so fast. This is insane. I'm gonna have to go down to like half speed or whatever to be able to handle this. So many frames. And then we can just load into this horrible mess again if we want to. So Zoroarks, I think there are like 6, so he's cheating. We could sell him and do the nuke again. And same for the eggs, we also have multiple. Oh, we could reroll for one of those. I did the Hex instead, because that's what I found. Alright, is that hitting on... Okay, I see. We could sell all the non-negatives as well. But we can find spectral cards in the shop, it's just... It's going to be very slow. Surprise. Not like anything in this run has been fast. Well, you can't use it at all. If we're lucky, we get to see the shop again. We can at least try to. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I just know that generally when I try to press any of those cards, I can't do anything at all. I wonder how that works in... Okay, we broke the pack instead. This has happened before, but it's not common. I think we are stuck here now instead. Because I can't click it even if I wanted to. Don't think I can escape from it either. Well, I can't quit the menu, but... Is it possible to do this if I... What if I raise... No, they're not going to be targetable anyway, it's not enough space. So I have to load before the pack. But then we have to do the jokers again. I don't think this is going to do anything for speed, but I'm not even allowed to click them. Maybe, seems unlikely. Actually use the lag for what we want to do. That's not in the spirit of the lag. It's supposed to be detrimental only. Nothing good ever allowed out of lag. We have the problem that you always have late in the game when you have most of the voucher, in that the shop is filled with just so many things that you do not want. If we want one specific card, that is going to be very hard to find. We have the cash, that's not a problem at all. Everything else is a problem though. It's one of the Pokemon we have in the pile. A Dusclops, maybe, whatever the other evolutions are from his line. When he is fully evolved, you can see spectral cards in the shop. He becomes a ghost deck. I'm also surprised by how many things I even remember from the pile. That's a good challenge. How many Pokemon from the pile can you name? You have a fairly high chance. If there are 600 Jokers with the... Can we see that actually from here? Collection, we can. 611, I think that is with the normal. Yeah, so minus 150. So with 300, it's more than a 50% chance that you name something that is in the pile. Not all of them are unique, of course, but... Also, spectral cards are quite easy to see. So it seems achievable. I think... Well, if we find it in the shop, we can also just add it to our consumables. We can bring it into the round and we can have 3 more dudes to slap it on. Only 35. Well, I don't know how big the files are, but it's significantly more stuff than is in the base game for sure. So I can imagine it's a quite complicated project. Also, doing this kind of run is a good use for AI. Surely you could get an AI to just play this laggy mess while I sleep. And code it to do the catch 'em all, go to ante 700 or whatever it takes, finish before 2040 preferably. The problem is if you need to train an AI to do that, you would train it on runs like this. It would learn so slowly. It's a spoon, I guess the spoons are on a Pokeball. Not very useful. We actually found one. It's tricky with AI because the entire like AI or robot revolution is backwards. AI is capable of doing what? Like music, art, and poetry. So AI can do that, so humans have more time to clean toilets and whatever, like it's reversed. We would have to code it to care for the time, because by the time the AI finishes, if it goes all in on polytoads at half a frame per second and infinite crashes, I would be dead. Like it would finish in by 2100 maybe. Let's actually go into the round as well, because if we survive going into the round, we get 3 more Pokemon. And I think for this, because it creates the copy first, we probably have to actually sell one guy. And it should be one of the Zoroarks in that case. We can now also say that we had 307, which is cool. Cheating in a few extras. Yeah, the last guy to join the pile. I'm gonna bet on an egg this time. Still most likely to be a Zoroark, because we have so many of them. That's the negative one. It's a negative one. This is not negative. So we can sell that. I mean, it would be cool if it hits someone's actual favorite. The pile is scared. They know what's about to happen. We're looking at this happy duck face boy. You are about to be super dead. Because he's on a nature 9 card. We cannot stand for that. Well, the blessed 300 boy. I'm going egg. Go egg. It's a random bug boy. And it still says 307 slots. That's nice. Oh, it hasn't loaded in. I can't click on. Oh, perfect. Is it fully dead now? No? Yes, maybe. I haven't even found all tags in this. Can we do anything to make this run? Earn 4 if played hand is exactly 4 cards and 4 different suits. That is a terrible Pokemon, of which we now have 2. He is the chosen one, the eternal one, cursed to live in this seed forever, locked in this hand. Unwinnable. We were playing, like earlier on I did play seed cards with wild cards, so then he would have worked, but I'm guessing this is how it ends. Yeah, we could go technically ante 36 jokerless. And we can just... Let's see if we can find a cool rock as well to just play for the final hand. Hand size is minus 31, never mind. Okay, but then we can just play and lose anyway, that's fine. I just want to see the end screen. That's only 2,500 rerolls, because we just gave up. It wasn't possible to do. Best hand is pretty cool. That is the highest I've ever played by an insane margin. Free at last. Yeah, it's finally over. And you know the worst part? I'm gonna spend most of tomorrow editing the rest of it, and it's going to get like 1,000 views. But then we can go back to, in quotation marks, normal Balatro. Because I don't think I can ever play normal Balatro again. We learned, we found egg, found grass. So these are the dudes that were problems, hazard layers. I mean, a random seal is pretty cool. At least an interesting dude. But I don't know what the other guys did that were problems. This guy actually pretty good. Because he scales with discards for the entire run, so actually scalable cash man. It's very cool. This is an insane Pokemon. Because they all scale with energy cards. Would have just this guy, the winner, apparently. This is the guy. I didn't even evolve him to his final form. Or maybe I did, but it's not there. I think that's what was giving us spectral cards anyway. I'm just looking for the other guys that were... This guy also initially was very cool, but imagine spending a Mega Stone to re-trigger all cards twice when we've seen a Politoed with like 53 or 57 re-triggers. It's just not comparable. Did see a Snorlax. For whatever reason, I don't even have the other Mewtwo seen. Also, Gengar is not in here. Perfect. Not at all the main guy we used for the entire run. Unless they are just not sitting next to there. That was it, actually. Right, well, I think we end it there. It's the people who have actually been around and survived the lag. Kind of impressive. Not many can say that they lived through this lag hell. So thank you for watching. There should be a video on Sunday unless something goes horribly wrong, and then we're trying the Jokerless forbidden number next week, probably. Was there a centered? Maybe there was. Or you mean in the... yeah. Like, I'm fairly certain we had that guy, I recognize him, but I don't know how to evolve him, so... He remained unevolved.